Hello, it's Jimmy Jam Oracle. Welcome to my channel. Remember, we welcome the spirits to help us today with this tarot card reading for Amberlynn Reid. And if anyone has any suggestions of anyone you would like to see a tarot card reading for, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. Honestly, I'm getting kind of tired of Amber. It's funny, like, how tired I get of Amber, but you still, it's like, I guess it's watching a car wreck, situation. Like, you don't really want to look, but you also can't look away, So I shuffled the deck, and we're going to ask the spirits. Let's do a Celtic cross reading for Amberlynn Reid. If there's anything you'd like to tell us, any tea, anything about her health. Last time, I think we were pushing towards weight loss surgery. Maybe Amber has changed her mind, because remember, the future is fluid. It's ever-changing. But the spirits do their best. I have my guidebook with me, which, let me flip to the right page for the Celtic cross. As many times have I done the Celtic cross, I still can't remember where to place the cards. All right. Let's start with the first one. This is pretty much, it's Amber's card. So it can represent the situation she is in currently, or just how she's feeling. Ooh, we have the star. It is reversed. It says lack of faith, despair, discouragement, and insecurity. Self-trust and disconnection. That's interesting. I never pegged. Oh no, I guess you can describe Amber as being an insecure person. Now that, Cookiegate went from Cake Gate now to Cookiegate. Even like the lack of faith, like, is it the lack of faith in herself? Yes, because I believe that's why she's looking for the shot again, the semaglutide, because she has lost faith in her own abilities to lose weight. And it's putting her, discouraging her, and she's going to despair a little bit. So this is a good representation. I feel like it's a good representation of what's going on with Amber right now. So then we have the second card. It's the obstacles or influences laying just ahead. But I'm going to say it's an obstacle card. It is the Seven of Cups. It is reversed. It says, was that alignment? Personal values, overwhelmed by choices, lack of purpose, fantasy, illusion, diversion, and confusion. Fantasy and illusion definitely has been a huge obstacle for Amber. I do think, like, she does, or she can, like, delude herself into thinking, like, certain diets or, even, like, calorie count, like, things like that can lead to her weight loss. And if done right, they usually do. But doesn't work for her because, again, like I said, she puts herself into this fantasy, this illusion that she's doing it correctly. And in reality, she's not, which I think that's why we have, like, the lack of faith. I just said, she doesn't have that faith in herself anymore. They say overwhelmed by choices. So, like, choices like Weight Watchers, the semaglutide, the weight loss surgery. She does become, she has choices, inpatient. She just doesn't jump. Or if she does jump, like, let's say with the shot or even Weight Watchers, she half-asses that. She does it until either she runs into this fantasy, this illusion that she can do it on her own, or she just gets sick of it. But yeah, definitely a good card for her. That's definitely a huge obstacle for her. Let's go into the third card. It's the goal or destiny card. It can also be something like Amber's currently thinking about, maybe a hope or a fear that she has. It sits on the top of her mind. We have the Lovers. It is reversed. It says self-love, disharmony, imbalance, misalignment of values, suffering, detachment, obedience, conflict, bad choices, indecision, and fear of commitment. The fear of commitment. I was just her not sticking to things or her half-assing things. That's that fear of commitment. So she has all of these choices. She has all these choices in the world. She just can't commit to it. And she knows it. It's sitting on top of her mind. She thinks about it. And in that, we have this disharmony, this suffering. Again, down here in her current state, we have despair and discouragement. So it's great how these two things are relating to each other. So like she understands that this is happening to her, this fear of commitment, this suffering, the despair. She understands it. She sees it. But I think sometimes perhaps she gets overwhelmed by it. And she doesn't know what to do. That's awesome, actually. You know, I like it when everything like connects very well. Okay, so we have the fourth card, which is a distant past foundation. So basically, it's supposed to describe like a person or a situation, something that has occurred to her a long time ago, or at least more distant than the next card. What do we have? We have the Nine of Swords. It is reversed. It says inner turmoil and deep-seated fears, secrets, releasing worry, hope, and reaching out. I've gotten this card for her, and I thought the reaching out part was maybe reaching out to therapy, reaching out to just someone to talk to, maybe even like reaching out to her audience, reaching out for some sort of help. But then we also have secrets, which Amber is big on secrets. We know she keeps them as well as she can until someone airs out her dirty laundry. But yeah, this literally could describe just about any time. Literally. From Crystal to wifey. Definitely. Let's go ahead and move on to the recent past events. So this is describing something more recent than this right here. Maybe give us a clue to how far back this goes. I don't know. Let's look. We have the Ace of Cups. It says love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, and marriage. The last time she was proposed to, that was Beck. So I would assume that this is either before the Beck era or somewhere in that era. New feelings. I wonder if it's, proposal and marriage. It is even like the love. The Amber goes through love all the time. New feelings. She goes through that all the time. So it's really difficult to say when all this happened, or even when all this started. Because remember, this is supposed to be a distant past foundation. So the foundation of what's going on with her currently. So it's still influencing what's going on with her today. And I did ask about her health, so there's no telling. Because she's had health problems forever. Let's just continue. Maybe it'll make more sense as we go on. What do we have? We have the sixth card. It's the future influence. One of my favorites. Oh, wow. It's the Five of Cups. It is reversed. It says acceptance, moving on, finding peace, personal setbacks, and self-forgiveness. Amber is huge on self-forgiveness. She can forgive herself for anything. So the self-forgiveness in the future is not all that unheard of. As far as the acceptance and moving on and finding peace, I wonder if... I hope not. Because we're talking about her health, so like she just accepts it like as it is. And maybe makes no more moves forward to try and better herself, try to lose the weight, try to, stay healthy. Which I really hope that's not the case. Because definitely she... as many crazy things as Amber has done, I would never want to wish ill on her or on anyone. So, I don't know. I hope not. Maybe, because definitely the personal setbacks really, really sink it in for me. That she just kind of accepts. Could she just accept the fact that she's over 500 pounds? Oh, I hope not. All right, so we move on to the 7th card. So this is a card just for Amber. It's about the questioner. So it can show how she feels about the current situation, or it can reveal a course of action that she has to take. Who do we have? I'm going to put it right here. We have the 6 of Wands. This is public recognition, victory, progress, and self-confidence. So this is definitely how she wants to be seen. Because it says public recognition. And then we're talking about victory and progress and self-confidence. This is how she wants to be seen as a confident woman. And as for the victory, like, she wants to show people that she's doing it and making progress. So, like, this reveals a course of action. I would say her course of action would be just to continue on this persona of self-confidence, of I'm getting it done, I'm doing the dang thing. And we have to remember that this might be the intention, but remember her obstacles, it's all just a fantasy. It's all just an illusion. And her own illusions is a part of the illusion that she puts on YouTube. All right, so let's continue to the 8th card. It says environmental fact. It's an outside influence card. So it can be somebody on the outside of Amber, or reaction channel, or even her own babies, how she is seen. Oh, we have the 3 of Pentacles. It says teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, building something. Oh, could she be working with someone? Oh, actually, this would be opinion of reaction channels. I would say definitely, especially the ankle. I watch a lot of him. He's saying that, you know, sometimes when Amber's talking and how she's responding to things, he thinks there's like someone behind Amber pretty much telling her what to say and like influencing her answers to the to people's questions. So it's funny that we have teamwork come up. But again, this is an outside influence card. This is pretty much an opinion of others card. Is it set in any reality, or is it just another fantasy, another illusion? Don't know. Let's continue. All right, so we have inner emotion. So this is a secret fear or a secret hope that Amber has. So it's something that can be even hidden to herself. We have, what is that, the 6 of Pentacles. It says giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, and charity. Perhaps that is a secret wish. Giving, receiving, sharing wealth, and generosity, and charity. Maybe she wishes she was a more giving, more nurturing person. A better person. This definitely could be a secret wish. Even like the giving, receiving, that could also tie into here recently her little grift. They got her video taken down when she was telling her members that they're pretty much going to be paying for her semaglutide, which was wrong. That's why it got taken down. But maybe that's the sharing wealth, the generosity, maybe the generosity of others sharing their wealth. That could be it too. And in fact, now that I've said it out loud, I'm leaning more towards that, the receiving part of this card versus the sharing for Amber. Amber's secret wish is to get more money. Okay. So we have the 10th card, everyone's favorite card. It is the outcome card. What do we have? Ooh, we have the High Priestess. It says intuition, sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, and high morals. Who is this? Especially the high morals part. It does say intuition and sacred knowledge. Hang on, I have to ask. Because sometimes I don't understand the outcome card, and that's okay. Sometimes we don't understand the cards that we're given. So sometimes we have to ask the spirits for some clarity. Spirits, can you give us some clarity on the High Priestess in Amber's Reid? Amber's Reid. Who is she? What does she represent? For Amberlynn Reid. All right. Do 3 cards. And boop, I'd like to keep her off here. Okay. So we have the, was that the 7 of Wands? It says challenge, competition, protection, perseverance, defense, maintaining control. Okay, maintaining control. Definitely. Amber, I believe, likes to maintain control of the narrative. Basically, just, again, that ties into the illusion, the fantasy of it all. I think it's one of defense. I think it's a defense mechanism, to be honest with you. Even the competition and the challenge part, like, reaction channels challenge her all the time. And she does compete with them when it comes to, like, views and stuff. So then we have the 2 of Wands. And it's reversed as personal goals, inner alignment, fear of unknown, fear of change, playing it safe, and lack of planning. I do believe in the fear of change is something that plagues girl world. You know, they're afraid of what would happen if they did lose the weight, if they, you know, the fear of the channel. Definitely the lack of planning also, I think, ties into what I was talking before about how she just can't commit to anything. Like, she can't commit, which was the Lovers reversed. Oh, there we go. Yeah, fear of commitment. I think that ties into the lack of planning. And even, like, the playing it safe. Like, she would rather just keep going as she does and getting what she does, just, like I said, to keep herself safe. Then we have the Emperor. He is reversed. It says domineering, controlling, lack of discipline, rigid, stubborn, tyrant, and recklessness. So again, we have rigid and stubborn. And then we have that playing it safe, the fear of change, like really like sticking it in there. But we also have like domineering and controlling and lack of discipline, and I think that's Amber. So again, like that lack of discipline, that lack of commitment, really like ties it all together. But what does this have to do with the High Priestess? Like, what does she represent? Trust yourself, sensitive. I have a funny feeling it has less. Maybe it's intuition. Like, Amber follows her intuition, and this is the intuition. The fear of change, the playing it safe, the domineering, controlling. So we have maintaining control in the first card, and we have controlling in the second card. So like controlling the narrative, controlling the fantasy, the illusion. That could be it too. So it seems like the spirits are pretty much saying Amber is on her path. Like, she's made it for herself, and she's writing it. Ooh, smacked my table. You probably didn't hear it, but I smacked my table. Okay. Let's do a final 3 cards, because I feel a little bit unsatisfied with that. Spirits. In a 3-card read, can you tell us Amberlynn's final outcome? Where does all this lead? I know the spirits are probably thinking, how many times is she going to ask this question? Well, at least one more. Okay, who do we have? We have the 2 of Swords. It's difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, and deadlock. Again, we have weighing options. And before we had overwhelmed by options. So again, difficult decisions. This for her weight loss. And then we move on to the 10 of Pentacles. It's reversed. It says dark side of wealth, financial failure or loss, fleeting success, lack of stability, lack of resources. Oh, the dark side of wealth. That part really stuck out to me. Because Amber's dark side of wealth would be like, I guess like the feeder content, right? That would be the dark side of her wealth. It also talks about financial failure or loss, fleeting success, lack of resources. So it seems like the spirits are implying that maybe her channel starts to go down, or her views at the very least start to go down. We have the Four of Wands. It says personal celebration, inner harmony, conflict with others, lack of support, breakdown communication, home conflict, transition, and transience. Okay, definitely like talking about breakdown in communication and lack of support. I really do think maybe it has something to do with the channel. Definitely like conflict with others. So it seems like perhaps Amber's avoidance, her indecision to lose the weight or to get healthier, you know, because every time she fails, this isn't a weight loss channel, but then every time she wants to do this, she puts it all on her channel and makes it into a weight loss channel. So like that part is really difficult for people to get, and then she'll talk about it, but like nothing comes of it. And I think maybe that's the conflict with others, the lack of support. Eventually her supporters will leave her and she will have that lack of resources, that financial failure or loss. Or even like it says the dark side of wealth. Maybe it's not so much she becomes broke as she just finds a different source of income. The dark side of wealth. Whatever that may be. All right. So thank you for joining me for this read. Remember, we thank the spirits for helping us out today. And as a thank you, I like to do an intuition pull. So this is a card just for you for helping me out today. Well, oh, another candle. Almost bit the dust. Okay. Oh, well, okay, I'm dangerous. I'm dangerous. I'm gonna blow that one out. It's okay, I got the other one still lit. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's just hurry up so I can end this. Okay, we have that's the Six of Swords. It's reversed. It says personal transition, resistance to change, unfinished business, and emotional baggage. Well, definitely unfinished business does lead to emotional baggage. It says resistance to change. It doesn't necessarily mean you're against it. It's just you're uncomfortable with it, which that's okay. You know, sometimes you have to get uncomfortable with things. And, you know, you face that discomfort and you push through it, you know. I'm a firm believer in that. And maybe that comes with a personal transition. Because it's funny because it says transition and then resistance to change, which, again, that just implies that just because you're resistant to it doesn't mean it's a bad idea or that you are completely against it. But what do I know? Alright, you guys, I'm a mess. And again, thank you for joining me. And Matt, I hope your day goes a heck of a lot better than mine. Goodbye.